In this Instanet segment, we will see how to access and edit recent forms. The Forms widget on the broker dashboard allows you to see the most recently created or edited forms for all transactions put together. If you wanted to quickly access one of these forms, you could do so by clicking on the form name and then be directed to the form editor. You can also access transaction forms by clicking on the link in the transaction wizard or clicking on the transaction icon on the broker dashboard. In the transaction dashboard, you can go to these forms by clicking on the link in the widget or the one in the transaction wizard. When you create a new transaction, or when you add a form to an existing transaction, you may want to take advantage of the Autopopulate function. Autopopulate will automatically insert into one or several forms the information that was provided in the transaction details and the property details or in the contact sheets that were previously linked to the transaction. You could auto-populate one form at a time using the options menu, or you could select multiple forms and click on the basket to have access to the auto-populate button. Once the forms have been auto-populated, you may want to edit a specific form. You could do so by clicking on the form name. Once in the form editor, you may want to start by selecting a display size which is comfortable for you. You may also want to jump straight to a specific page without having to scroll up and down the form. When you are in a free text zone, it is also possible to add a special clause by clicking on the icon and then selecting between the system clauses which are proposed by the OASIC or among the personal clauses that you may have added using the clause manager. You can add one or several clauses at once. You can also change the font size of the text entered in the free zones by using the text function and selecting the desired icon. Once you are satisfied with your modification, you can save the form, copy it, clear the last changes, delete the form from the transaction, print the form, send it by email, or finalize it. If at this point you wanted to go to forms of the same transaction, you could click on the transaction icon in the form editor and then select the forms you either want to send by email or select the form that you now want to amend. Once you have saved the modifications of this form, you can exit the form editor and return to your transaction.